Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Show. I am your host Muhammad Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and today we have a very special guest. He is the subject matter expert in subject to in no credit, no money. Has been doing for last 15 years. He is no other than the president of East Texas Real Estate Investors, Roger Paschal. Roger, welcome.
Thank you so much, Muhammad. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Roger, where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to get into real estate?
Well, I owned a company that was a very large company. My brother and I started a auto parts manufacturing and distribution company out of our garage when we were teenagers, and it grew from there. And we grew to 5 locations in 4 states. We had we were 3 out of 5 years the top exporters in the North Texas area. An award given by Arthur Anderson and Fort Worth Star Telegram. Sold that business out in 1999, and my wife was in real estate. I really did not want to get into real estate and into the retail real estate and have to find a new customer every time I turned around. So I discovered investment real estate, and I became successful in doing my own real estate deals. And I'm also a licensed realtor, and I help others facilitate their real estate deals.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, as a president of East Texas Real Estate Investors, tell us more about the group so other people can find out and actually join you.
We're part of the Impact, the overall a company called Impact Real Estate Systems. We're part of that group. We're one of nine RIAs that belong to that group. We have 3 in East Texas. We have 2 in West Texas. And we have 4 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So my partner and I decided we both had RIA groups. We were both involved in each other's RIA groups, and we realized that there was a need to help others with their RIA groups to help them grow. So we have a company called Impact that we help them grow their RIA groups. And then I'm also involved in Subject 2s. I've been doing that since the early days of my real estate career. And I have a book that's coming out in probably in January, February. We're still dealing with the COVID on that situation with the publisher, but that should be out. It's written. Everything's been done. We're just waiting on the press to finalize the book.
Once the book is out, we're going to read it. If someone doesn't know about anything about Subject 2, what that is, can you tell us in a few lines?
Absolutely. The book, I decided, I read a lot of different books on Subject 2 and what people had. There are some examples in there, but for the most part, it's a reference book. It's literally where you can go in and pull up any chapter in there and work on your marketing or work on the basic mechanics of the Subject 2, how to work with banks, how to work with lenders, should I say. And but we have I made it more of a go-to book instead of, a lot of books that are out there that I've read are just pages and pages and pages of examples. I wanted to there are a couple of examples in there, how we structure deals, but it's literally how we go out and do the deal, how we go from building your business plan to how to go out and find people. People don't know, people that need to sell by Subject 2, they don't know what Subject 2 is. So we go through and work on the complete marketing on there, how to get those people to find you when you're doing a Subject 2.
Wonderful. So for someone who has no clue what this is, it's a paper money. You don't have to own real estate property at all.
That is correct. That is correct. It's essentially taking over somebody else's payments.
Yeah.
And putting the deed in your name.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is amazing. So based on your experience of over a decade, so what are the top 3 success strategies you have been doing in real estate or Subject to real estate?
Well, the top, I would say the very top strategy you have in real estate is having the ability to understand you don't know everything up front. You learn every single day. You learn new strategies, you learn new processes, you learn from other people I am a avid book reader. I love to read books. I love to read biographies on other people, and may not even be in the industry, in the real estate industry. But number one is understanding that you've got to build your education. Number two is learning what your strengths are and your weaknesses in regards to how you deal with people. If you need to improve on various areas, then you figure out a way to improve. If you're not good at public speaking or dealing with, maybe not public speaking is a word, but if you're not good at working with somebody on a one-on-one basis, join a Toastmasters group or join something that's going to help you with that. Join maybe an improv. There in every major city, there's going to be an improv school, improv comedy. It's not where you stand up against a brick wall and make fun of your wife or your mother. It's essentially where you're learning how to work with a group of people, sort of like the Drew Carey whose line is it anyway? Is where you're with a group of people and you learn how to think on your feet, but most of all, you learn how to listen. If you can't listen to somebody, and if you're not good at that, you need to get good at that in this business. And third is take massive action. So get out there and don't overanalyze everything. Don't go out and figure out if you're going to need that perfect car, or you need that perfect set of clothes, or you can't do it because of whatever. You may have an accent, or you may have that should not ever stand in the way. The most successful people that we have in this country, as far as business owners, are first and are immigrants and first generation immigrants, because they came from a country as yourself came from a country, and you say, hey, I'm coming to the United States because the opportunities are here, and they're absolutely here. So you take massive action. You get out there and you talk to as many people as you can. Once again, especially on subject two, they don't know what that is. They're not educated. They don't know. They don't understand the concept, and you've got to work with them on that and be a problem solver. So all we do in real estate is we solve people's problems.
Yeah, wonderful. Massive action. I like it. So that really pointed to me, basically. My accent did not stop me to outreach to you and set up this for this interview. It happens.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we see people in this industry that will use excuses. They will come in and, well, I can't do this because, and they will come up with an excuse. And that is not an excuse. There should be no excuses whatsoever in this business in regards to the United States. Anything in the United States you can do, whether it's subject to or wholesaling or fix and flips or buy and holds. There should be no limitations of what you can do.
Yeah, and in fact, anytime you use the word because after that, just shut up. Don't even tell anybody.
Absolutely.
I say you're talking to yourself, not to me, because I can't listen to anything after because.
That's right. That's right.
So, Roger, based on your experience, I'm going to put you on a spot. What's your single most professional failure you had in this industry? And
what is my single most successful what?
Professional failure. We all have ups and downs. And what did you learn from that, and how did you recover from that?
I guess of having my self-doubts and working through that. I mentioned a while ago improv. I realized that I needed to get better in front of people and better at thinking on my feet. So I took some improv classes. I'm a graduate of 4-day weekend, which is in Fort Worth, Texas. And it's a improv university. I've taken 7 or 8 classes there. I've graduated I've graduated their process. I've also done some improv. I was blessed to go up to Second City in Chicago and do a little improv there. But it's essentially thinking on your feet. But number one, like I said a while ago, listening to others that are out there, and understanding that most people will only listen to about 7 seconds of the beginning of a conversation. And then what they're doing in their mind is they're trying to figure out how to respond. And with improv, they teach you just the opposite. You listen all the way through the process, listen all the way through what they are looking for, or looking for their problems to be solved. And then taking action. Once again, as I said earlier, massive action.
So can you share with us some failure in your life? So
Well, yeah, absolutely. I've had a ton of failures, and as we know in any business, yes, sir.
Just one.
Just one. Just okay. Just one. Yes. I would say not having the right team set up, and I would get into a process, and I would get into a process, and I would realize after the deal fell through that I did not have the right information or the right knowledge, and most of all, I didn't have the right team set up. I didn't have any mentors to go out and reach out to hold me accountable. So, but I've had deals that fell through because I just didn't understand the process. I didn't understand what the people were looking for.
Great, thank you so much. So share with us, let's get to your RIA club. So East Texas real estate investors, and you are helping other RIA clubs to grow their members. That's amazing. You know, it's not only you are keeping, if you want to help other RIA clubs to become successful, maybe even bigger than you, Roger.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And we realized, I realized as working this RIA group for about 12 years in East Texas, we also started one up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area before I started East Texas, but I wasn't a day-to-day, I wasn't involved in that on a day-to-day basis. But what I realized with having my East Texas group out there is I was limited on what I could teach. I could teach subject to, I could teach fix and flips, I can teach property management, buy and hold, whatever. But I was very limited. I didn't know really a lot about how land trust worked or how notes worked or other processes that are out there. So Dennis and I came together, and Dennis Henson is my partner in Impact. And we came together, and I said, there's a huge demand out there for people that have these RIAs that really don't have the backing of being able to bring in guest speakers, to be able to bring in new product or new services that you have to offer. And also they don't have really a great mentoring program set up. So we came together about 2 years ago and started Impact Real Estate Systems. And we work with the RIAs out there to help them build their groups. We have, these are going to be before COVID numbers because we're now kind of coming back on our groups to get live meetings in place. But before COVID, for instance, we had one come in just in December or January, I think. And their second meeting into February, they'd already doubled their attendance. And they found other ways to make money with their RIAs that they could help bring in better product or maybe a meal that offered for free or various products. Maybe it's some bandit signs they can give to their members, areas like that. So we really put that together, and it's been very successful. Like I said earlier, we now have 9 locations. We have 3 more that look like they're coming on board in the next 30 to 45 days. So we, like I said, we just really work hard on helping others build their real estate groups and learn how to pass that information on to others.
Wonderful. So how many combined membership from those 9 groups you have?
We have combined membership. We have just under 20,000 that are registered on Meetup. That's kind of the best way to capture that. Is and Meetup does a pretty good job on calling out the people that have not been active or the people that have not been on Meetup for a while. They'll take them off the roster. But yeah, we and we're growing rapidly. Like I said, we're looking at other locations. We have next week we're going to have a large meeting with some potential what we call Impact Master Trainers, and hopefully we'll be bringing on 2 or 3 others in the next 45 days.
So in other words, you are train the trainers. You are really making them empowered RIA clubs in their own communities.
Yes, we work hard on making sure that they are on board and that they understand the process. They understand all the way from, just like I was mentioning a while ago on subject twos, they understand how to market to people and how to listen to people, what people's demands are, what they're looking for. When they come to a group, there's a huge amount of people that come to a REIA meeting. They've never done real estate. They may have seen an info commercial or watched a podcast or two, but for the most part, they don't understand what that is. So we work hard on making sure that our IMTs, our Impact Master Trainers, learn how to listen to people and have the product out there available for the people to be successful. We're one of the few REIAs out there, Impact, Lindell, and the other ones that we have, where we can go out, and when we mentor somebody, we don't just mentor them how to find a house and how to fix it up and how to sell it. We do a complete program. We work with them on their business plan. We work with them on building a team up of finding the money. We teach them how to market. We teach the whole platform. So when they go through our mentoring program, they go through our process, they're going to be successful. And we've had a great track record on that. We've mentored well over 200 mentees through our system. I personally limit it to 4 to 6 investors at one time. I have a busy schedule, and I don't want to have an investor I'm mentoring that I can't spend time with, that I can't solve their problems or solve their questions.
Great. As Roger, we are about to wrap up. What would you say as a final word?
Well, the final word is once again, as I said earlier, take action, take massive action. That is the way you win at real estate. We have an example that we give often is everybody has played the game Monopoly, and Monopoly is all about property. And how do you lose at Monopoly? You are guaranteed to lose if you never buy a property. And that's the way it is in this business. You've got to buy properties. You've got to understand that even though you make an offer, you're going to have escape clauses in there. Every contract has them. If it doesn't work, you don't go to the closing table. So don't spend all your time trying to analyze an offer and not be able to do anything with that offer, or not ever presenting that offer, should I say. So you've got to take action. You got to take massive action. You need to learn every single day. Turn your car into a university. Listen to podcasts every day. Read books every day, and you'll be successful. If anybody listening to this today decided they were going to spend 1 hour a day studying or reading about butterflies, at the end of the year, they're going to be one of the top foremost experts in the world on butterflies. Same thing with real estate. You learn every single day. Yeah. So you like to connect with Roger Paschal, and here's the website, impactlindelltexas.com. You're welcome, and check it out. Ask questions and say hello when you speak to Roger. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, thank you so much, Roger, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of a Growth Hacking Show and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Muhammad Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. All good wishes. Thank you.